This morning, fire danger throughout Wisconsin. How many wildfires the DNR has dealt with this past weekend alone?
And we are talking about some record high temperatures yesterday. We got up to a 67, another potential record high today, but we also have an alert day for some severe weather later this afternoon into tonight. We'll have more coming up.
Plus, new voting maps will be in place this November, when we could start seeing the effects on the legislature's makeup.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Shane Hogan.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris has a day off. We are talking about yet another record breaker in store.
Yes, we are. Good to have you back on the desk this morning.
How was it? A little lonely?
It was a little lonely.
Talking to yourself?
Just, yeah, you know, Kelly's probably like, all right, we can need someone else in here. But hey, Kelly, we've been talking about the weather all morning long. We've got a lot to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of changes over the next 24 hours. Just we're going to go from like summer-like temperatures to back to winter temperatures in the matter of about 12 to 18 hours, and that's all coming our way over the next couple of days. So 49 right now in Madison, very mild start to the day. 50 in Middleton. It is 46 in Mazomanie and Mount Horeb, currently at 48 degrees. So a mild start to the day. Yesterday we got up to 67, shattered the record of 61 set back in 2000. This morning we'll likely break that record warm low of 38. Today, though, expecting that high of 71. Our record is 58, set back in 1976. Now, we do have a clash of air masses coming our way. We don't have a lot of moisture to work with, not a lot of energy to provide a widespread severe weather outbreak. So these will be pretty isolated and mainly to the south and east of Madison. High winds and hail, that'll be the main threat with some of these coming in. It looks like mainly after the dinner hour, going into the evening hours up until about 8, maybe 9 o'clock areas to the east. Then we're talking about the crashing temperatures. We're going to get some of the rain coming down, and then we're going to get some snow after midnight tonight, and that will be freezing fairly quickly because the temperature is likely to drop about 55 degrees from today's high to tomorrow morning's low. So a lot going on over the next 24 hours. So first of all, it's going to be another warm day as we get into the low 70s today. At 4 o'clock, noticing quiet weather for then, but as we get towards 6, 7 o'clock, some of these showers and storms that come in out of Illinois, primarily Green, Rock, over there into Jefferson County, maybe Dodge County, southeastern Dane County, do have the potential of seeing some of these storms produce some large hail and damaging winds. Then everything's out of here between 9 and 10 o'clock. Then the cold air settles on in, and then we're looking at some snow to move on in as well. Right now, 49. We are looking at some sunshine this morning before some clouds roll in later today with temperatures in the low 70s. More on that severe weather potential and how much snow we might get later tonight coming up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, Kelly, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. This morning, fire danger is high across Wisconsin. You're taking a look at the DNR's fire danger map right now. Nearly all of Wisconsin is in the yellow. That means wildfires could start and spread easier. They're also harder to bring under control. During high fire danger, the DNR can impose burn restrictions on certain areas. The agency now asking you to avoid all outdoor burning. That includes camp and bonfires. The department says it's had to put out 15 wildfires over this past weekend alone. So far this year, the DNR's responded to more than 50 fires, burning 160 acres in all. The 10-year average is 3 wildfires over 2 acres. Pretty big difference there. The DNR says most of those fires were related to debris burning. The department says the warmth and the lack of both snow cover and accumulated rain are behind the early start of the state's wildfire season.
Well, we're taking a look at what's causing the unseasonable warmth around much of the Midwest, of course, right here in Wisconsin as well. Experts say contributing factors include the jet stream. That's the band of strong winds keeping warm air from the south trapped below the cold air we typically see during this time of the year. Also, El Nino, the weather pattern, which has a warming effect and can cause the jet stream to sit more northward than usual, and human-caused climate change. While Wisconsinites are enjoying the spring-like temperatures yesterday and today, hitting the links, of course, seasonal businesses like ski resorts and activities like ice skating are at risk without the snow and the ice out there. Last month, we experienced temperatures for January that were 2.74 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than pre-industrial levels. This after 2023 marked the hottest year on record. Now, ahead of the drastically different temps that we're going to experience here, download our free First Warn Weather and Traffic app. You can stay on top of all the changing weather that will affect our area.
At the Capitol today, a Senate committee will vote on a law requiring schools to teach Hmong and Asian American history. Right now, Wisconsin law requires schools to teach students about Black, Indigenous, and Hispanic Americans. This bill would add Asian and Hmong Americans to the list. If the committee recommends the full Senate pass the bill, senators could send it to the governor's desk.
Republicans are at risk of losing complete control of the state legislature for the first time in more than a decade. For years, we've seen policies at the state level reflecting that conservatism. But all that could change under these new competitive maps. Our political reporter, Will Keneally, has more.
Oh my gosh, this is like a whole new world, a whole new world.
How big of a deal, like how earth-shaking was Monday in Wisconsin politics?
And it is absolutely a new day in Wisconsin. The possibilities, I think, for us as a state, for voters to be able to elect a much more balanced state legislature has not been this way since 2009.
Wisconsin could see a major policy shift after this fall, depending on how many gains in the state legislature Democrats can make under the new maps. For many Democrats, electing Governor Evers to statewide office represented a check on Republican power. He could veto restrictions to things like reproductive health care and voting access.
If you've voted in a governor's race in the last few years, you probably saw the importance of expanding Medicaid and protecting people with pre-existing conditions.
With a Democratic-controlled state legislature, some of those policies, those reasons Democrats elected Governor Evers, could be on the table to become state laws.
If Democrats win in the state legislature, these ideas will turn into bills that get passed, signed by the governor, and become a reality.
We sat down with Chair Ben Wickler at the state Democratic Party headquarters in Madison. He identified a list of policies that could be priorities for Democrats if they win back parts of the legislature. Issues like legalizing marijuana, restoring union rights, gun safety legislation, and climate protection, those could all be on the table for Democrats.
All of these things that most voters want, that Republicans have refused to act on.
Now, for Democrats to pull off those wins, it's not the same as winning statewide, like in a governor's race. Geography matters here.
In the Assembly, all of the districts are up this year. It's a very competitive chamber now with the new maps. If Democrats run strong at the top of the ticket, they have a real chance at winning a majority there this year. State Senate is different because only half of the districts are up this year.
UW-Madison political scientist Barry Burden says this is not likely an overnight change.
So I think at best, Democrats will have to wait 2 election cycles, go through 2024 and 2026 in order to pick up the state Senate. Of course, by that time, there'll be another governor's race to be had.
And who running where makes a difference as well. We asked Wickler if there are specific areas of the state that they are looking to target.
As the candidates make announcements, we'll be able to spotlight more and more places. But I think there are real opportunities in many different parts of our state.
Take a look at this district around Lodi, for example. It's currently held by a Republican. Under the new maps, this district shifted towards Madison and now favors Democrats by roughly 18 points.
You know, the whole state is going to be up for grabs. I think things have really changed.
An analysis by News 3 Now shows 15 seats currently held by Republicans are vulnerable. They now lean Democratic. That's compared to 1 vulnerable Democratic seat.
In urban areas where Democrats are dominant, they will have more districts now where they have a chance to win. In some small cities where I think Democratic areas had been broken up by previous lines, those are now put back together in some places.
Burden says this will be a lot of work for the state parties to find good candidates to run in these competitive districts.
Yeah, I think the money is likely to increase. The fact that the legislature will be up for grabs in terms of party control means that both sides will have an incentive to really pour money in and try to get in on that first new competitive legislature and try to build a majority from there.
For advocates, this is an exciting proposition to return to politics of a decade ago that had a much more collaborative spirit.
The legislators really were responsive to their constituents, went to, or came, I guess we're in Madison, came to Madison to do the people's work, not the party's work. And I think that that's the difference that we've seen.
Will Keneally reporting there. We reached out to the state Republican Party for the story as well, but they did not immediately get back to us. As for the timeline for all of this, politicians will start circulating nomination papers for those new districts this April, and we'll see the primaries for those competitive seats take place in August.
More political news now. Shane?
Okay, the Republican businessman running against Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin is taking a stance on IVF. A spokesperson for Eric Hovde's campaign said the U.S. Senate candidate supports in vitro fertilization. This as GOP leaders are encouraging Republican candidates to reject efforts to restrict IVF. It's all part of the fallout from the Alabama Supreme Court's ruling that embryos are children.
That ruling has real impacts on families in Alabama trying to have kids through IVF. Lawmakers there are already responding to legislation to protect IVF after multiple hospitals are now stopping offering the treatment. The state's attorney general says he has no intention of prosecuting people using or providing IVF treatment. The state's Republican governor is even speaking in support of protecting IVF. And meanwhile, President Biden is sending the nation's top health official to Alabama today. The Health and Human Services Secretary will meet with patients and doctors about the court's ruling that the president has called outrageous. Competitor Donald Trump has said he supports IVF. Nikki Haley says she believes embryos are children, but she's struggling to clarify her position on Alabama's ruling. All three of those candidates will be on their party's primary ballots in Michigan today. More on that coming up in our next half hour.
Well, are you in the market for a new car? The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety just released its annual list of safest vehicles. Each year, the agency raises its standards, making it harder to earn those highest rankings. The agency focused on two main areas this year. One, the safety of passengers in the back seat. The other, how well vehicles could detect and avoid pedestrians in the dark. Scoring the best, Hyundai with 16 top safety awards, and Toyota followed with 13. The Ford Explorer is the only model from the big three automakers to make the grade. Next year, the IIHS will focus on better head restraints to prevent whiplash injuries there, and we will, of course, have that information when we get it.
Hey, the clock is ticking. If you haven't cast your vote yet for all the local favorites for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison, you have only a few days left to nominate. You can do that once a day in each category. The categories include restaurants, arts and entertainment, fitness, and more. The voting period ends this Thursday, February 29th. You can find more details on how to cast your vote over on channel3000.com. Little push. You know who your favorite News 3 Now This Morning show is.
Yeah, you can vote for us. We're not going to tell you to do that. That would be tacky.
We're humble, but we'll take it.
But if you want to, we're not going to stop you.
We're not going to say no. We appreciate your support always.
All right, enough of that. Let's send it over to Kelly Slifka. He's got the big story of the day.
Well, we got a winning forecast today as far as the temperatures are concerned, with temperatures well in the 70s. However, that comes at a risk of severe weather, especially areas to the south and east of Madison. We'll time it all out for you coming up in the first morning forecast.
Did you hear that segue? That's why he should win Best of Madison.
I agree with that.
All right, and ahead in your morning sports, what's next for Wisconsin women's hockey after beating Ohio State and closing out their regular season #2 in the nation?
You're watching News 3 Now This Morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Dear all-wheel drive, let's show the road what we've got. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, meh. Safety's the name of our game. Yours, Toyota all-wheel drive sedans.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 60 months on a stylish new 2024 Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hurry into Menards. 11% off everything is happening now. For more than 65 years, Menards has been your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. Receive free estimates when you design yours. Plus, get 11% off. We carry the largest selection of garage doors in stock. Or you can design your own using our Garage Door Design Program. This 9x7 garage door starts at $399.99 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Come on, Michael, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked?
Well, actually, here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy!
Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this! Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it!
30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Spectrum Internet delivers with fast and reliable speeds nationwide. So there's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Now get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and a Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Visit Spectrum.com or call 844-242-1479. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security and privacy for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 with advanced Wi-Fi and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited free for 12 months. Start saving today. Go to Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, call 844-242-1479, or scan to call now.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. Let's take a live look at Fiserv Forum this morning. The
Cool shots.
Yeah, sun not quite out yet, but dawn is breaking in Milwaukee. Tonight, the Deer are hosting an event to celebrate historically black colleges and universities, known as HBCU. Throughout the Bucks game against the Charlotte Hornets, there will be special performances and a college fair.
How cool is that?
Yeah, prospective students will have the chance to connect with admissions reps from 5 schools. You can find more information about HBCU Night. It's available at bucks.com/HBCU.
That's a great idea.
Isn't it?
Pulling everyone together, giving them a chance to see some great basketball and set yourself up for the future.
A lot of these colleges are, not in the Midwest either,
Right.
so it's a nice opportunity to get some Wisconsin students there.
Absolutely. All right, very cool. Well, they're going to have some good weather this afternoon, that's for sure. Kelly Slifka has got your first warn weather on a very busy day. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on over the next 24 hours. First of all, we're going to see the record warm temperatures today, severe weather potential this evening, then some snow, then some really cold temperatures by this time tomorrow morning. So a lot going on in the next 24 hours. But we have had a lot of beautiful sunshine in the month of February, very unusual. And thanks, Susie, for sending this in, as still a little bit of snow on the ground when she took this photo. Obviously, that snow is now history. And we are looking at a first warn alert day because of the severe weather potential. This will be mainly southeast of Madison. High winds and some hail potentially with some of these storms. This will be later this afternoon, more likely toward the dinner hour, up until about 8, maybe 9 o'clock, as everything slides onto the east of our area. So we're on the warm side of the storm system off to our west. The cold air is building up to our northwest. We're seeing some of the snow in northwestern Minnesota throughout the Dakotas. Our showers and storms really won't get going until we go into late afternoon hours, and they'll be developing down to our south and then maybe clipping into southeastern Wisconsin. Looks like the better chance of some of that severe weather down to the south and east, especially into Chicago, Illinois, as you go into Indiana, parts of Michigan and Ohio. We're under a marginal risk of severe weather here in southeastern Dane County as you get into Jefferson County, Rock County, Greene County, and into parts of Walworth County toward Lake Geneva, right on the edge of that slight risk of severe weather, which is a little bit higher risk. All right, for the afternoon hours, it should be mainly dry most of the day. It's going to be unseasonably mild as we head into the low 70s, but it won't be until after 6 o'clock towards 7 o'clock. We see this cluster of storms coming in out of Illinois, starting to affect the Monroe area here toward Janesville, then eventually clipping southeastern Dane County, just southeast of Madison, Fort Atkinson, over there toward Watertown, seeing some of these stronger storms at 9 o'clock. Then everything moves on to the east after 10 o'clock, and then you notice those temperatures dropping. We're down into the 30s here at right before midnight tonight, and that means those crashing temperatures and some of the wet pavement, when we get some of that rain out there, then add on some snow that'll be developing toward midnight, could be causing some icy conditions on some of the roads later on tonight. And as far as snowfall, we're not looking at much. We're talking about maybe an inch at best for most locations. But with some of that wet pavement and some of that snow melting, then quickly freezing, could cause some icy conditions late tonight, tomorrow morning. 49 in Madison, 47 in Watertown, all the way up to 52 in Janesville. It does drop off fairly quickly now as you get west and northwest of the Wisconsin River Valley. Right now, 31 in Lone Rock, 30 in Boscobel. And even across Dane County, temperatures are varying quite a bit. It's down to 39 in Sauk City and Cross Plains, while it's 49 in Madison and 50 yet in Middleton. So a mild start to the day will lead to some record warm temperatures. Our record today is 58. We'll likely shatter that in the low 70s with storms developing later this afternoon into the evening primarily. That changes to some snow. It'll be done with by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, but some of the roads might be icy. Low down to 16, so a 55-degree drop in temperatures. 27 in the afternoon. That's our winter day of the next 10 days. We are looking at some milder weather for the weekend, maybe up to 70 by Sunday.
The NFL season just ended, but the next crop of NFL hopefuls' journey begins now. The NFL Combine is this week in Indianapolis, where a trio of Badgers will show off their skills. Linebacker Mumajong Meta kicks off the group, doing his on-field workouts on Thursday. Braylon Allen will do his on Saturday. The 3-year Badger likely will be the first of the group to be selected, while center Tanner Bordolini wraps it up with his workouts on Saturday. And what we thought was going to be official is official. Wisconsin football hired E.J. Whitlow as their new defensive line coach yesterday. It's been a carousel for Badgers assistants this year, and now they replace another with Whitlow, who most recently held the same role at Air Force. He brings 14 years of coaching experience to Madison. Tickets have been punched for a pair of local Division III schools for the Division III National Basketball Tournament. The Platteville men and the Whitewater women saw their schools selected for the tournament. Platteville plays Bethany Lutheran in the opening round on March 1st, while Whitewater will play Minnesota Morris on the same night. We are just 19 days away from Selection Sunday, so you know we've reached the home stretch for Wisconsin men's basketball. The Badgers have just 4 games left, and all of them are huge. Right now, they're clinging to a double bye in the Big Ten tournament, but have no margin for error. The Badgers, who've lost 5 of their last 7, are still currently slated as a 5 seed in March Madness. Heading into the final weekend of Mike Hastings' first season as the Wisconsin men's hockey coach, the Badgers are the 4th-ranked team in the country and have a chance to win the Big Ten. The Big Ten best Michigan State Spartans come to the Kohl Center this weekend, and if Wisconsin can win both or even just win one and win the other in overtime, they will be Big Ten champions. And after that, who knows what will happen? Maybe a national championship run. And don't miss out, Wisconsin men's hockey star Owen Lindmark joins our Zach Hanley for this week's episode of the Wisconsin Huddle as they prepare to try and win that Big Ten title. It'll air this Friday at 6:30 p.m. right here on News 3 Now. And the Wisconsin women's hockey team's regular season has concluded after beating top-ranked Ohio State on Saturday. They enter the postseason as the nation's 2nd-ranked team. Next up for them is the WCHA Conference Tournament before they'll look to win their 2nd straight national championship. That's your morning sports fix. Have a tailor-made Tuesday.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I like that, right? Hey, coming up after the break, we're taking a step outside for potential record temps. We've got that and the latest weather updates.
Stay with us. We're back after this.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Washington's proposed capital regulation comes with a steep price tag, and they're forcing Americans to foot the bill. Their new plan will make loans more expensive, increasing the cost of mortgages and car payments. And it will hurt small businesses, making it harder for them to access credit, meet payroll, and run their operations. All while budgets are already stretched by inflation and an uncertain economy. Washington needs to know this capital regulation is another bill Americans can't afford.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and 1 Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
The Big Share is Tuesday, March 5th. This online day of giving hosted by Community Shares of Wisconsin is an easy way for you to support nearly 70 local nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Donate now through March 5th at thebigshare.org.
Interested in an electric vehicle? Bergstrom has the largest selection of electric vehicles and a team you can trust. Buy with confidence and complete peace of mind from Wisconsin's #1 automotive retailer. Bergstrom Automotive, driven to deliver gas, hybrid, or electric.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
For imprint, for certain.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Nominate the Best of Madison online today, including Don's Home Furniture, Best Outdoor Living Spaces and Services, Best Interior Design. Nominate all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Watch the Bucks on broadcast TV when they battle with the Bulls on your new local home for select Bucks games. Don't miss a second of the action as the Bucks head to the Windy City to tip off with their interstate rivals. It's a battle on the border. Bucks, Bulls on your new local home for select Milwaukee Bucks games. Friday at 9 on Television Wisconsin.
Welcome back. We are out here on the weather patio just kind of taking in what we're expecting today. Feels really good out here right now.
Take a whiff. You can almost smell that spring-like air out here.
It's crazy. It really does. We're expecting 70s and then plummet.
Yeah, it's going to plummet over the next 24 hours. Big changes in the forecast. So today the kids headed off to the bus stop. Should be dry throughout the day and keep that heavy winter jacket at home. And I think these storms will mainly hold off well after the time they're headed home from school and work. Tomorrow, though, we do look at a big drop in temperatures. We have the first warning alert day, some strong to severe storms this evening, and much colder, down to 16 waking up this time tomorrow morning.
All right. We got you covered on the weather. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A rookie stunt driver. Again. Will prove he's got what it takes in this year's most exciting Nissan sales event.
Get a low $330 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Act fast. These President's Day offers end soon.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
One breath can delight them all. Protect yourself against RSV with Pfizer's Abrysvo, a vaccine to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. It's not for everyone and may not protect all who receive it. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had an allergic reaction to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may decrease your response. Most common side effects are tiredness, headache, injection site pain, and muscle pain. Ask about Pfizer's Abrysvo because every breath matters.
Pick and Save Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
A rookie stunt driver. Again. Will prove he's got what it takes in this year's most exciting Nissan sales event.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Act fast. These President's Day offers end soon.
This morning, new information about a woman who died in custody, who she was and why she was in jail.
Plus, Madison schools have new leadership, who the district landed on for its top job.
And here's your first look outside this morning. It's going to be a warm one, potentially record-breaking, but there is a chance for some severe weather, Kelly.
Yeah, we're talking about a lot of changes coming our way over the next 24 hours. First of all, we're starting out mild in the 40s and even some 50s showing up, but we have that severe weather threat and also much colder weather. More coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Shane Hogan. Chris has the day off. Yeah, this weather is really going to be the story for the rest of today and tomorrow. I mean, we've got a lot going on out there.
We're basically getting every single season in a week. We had
exactly right.
Spring yesterday, summer potentially get close to 70s, and then back down to 30s tomorrow. Yeah. Kelly Slifka's breaking it all down for you, including the chance for severe weather today, Kelly.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen such a crazy time frame with the temperatures fluctuating 55 degrees in about a 12-hour time span. That's what we can expect later on tonight after we get into some warm temperatures today. Now, we're starting out mild yet this morning. Yesterday, we got up to 67. That broke the record, 61, no problem. Last set back in 2000. The record today is 58 only. We'll likely exceed that by a huge margin, getting into the low 70s. And our record warm low this morning is 38. We'll likely break that as well. So an unseasonably warm day on tap today. Enjoy it because things are going to change tomorrow. Right now, 49 in Madison, also Fitchburg, Sun Prairie at 49, 48 in Belleville, 46 currently in Mount Horeb. Now, we do have that severe weather threat. We got this clash of air masses coming our way. We don't have a lot of moisture to work with, so it'll be pretty minimal, pretty isolated, mainly to the south and east of Madison. This won't be until late this afternoon, more likely toward the evening hours, but could experience some high winds and hail with some of these storms. And that'll be affecting mainly areas southeast of Madison. Then we talk about the crash in temperatures, 50, 55 degree drop from the highs this afternoon to tomorrow morning at this time, and with some wet roads out there that could freeze up very quickly with the flash crash in temperatures, and some of the snow will be falling. Could be talking about an inch of accumulation. That'll be later on tonight. Meantime, the clouds will thicken up later this afternoon. Temperatures in the low 70s today, mainly dry. Really won't be until we get 5, 6 o'clock. We'll see some of these storms starting to fire up and move up out of Illinois, and you notice these more intense reds and purples, primarily southeast of Madison, but even southeast Dane County and toward Monroe, Janesville, then into Jefferson County. All this moves out by 10 o'clock, and then those temperatures crash, and that's when we see some of the snow falling toward midnight. 49 right now, expecting the sun this morning, gradually giving way to some clouds as temperatures climb into low 70s. More on that severe weather potential and that brief cool down tomorrow, coming up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, Kelly, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. This is the day, the week, really. You're going to want to follow the forecast on your first warn weather. Our certified most accurate team receiving that designation for the 4th year in a row, by the way. They'll be updating conditions minute by minute on that app.
All right, 6:32 now. This morning, we now know the identity of a woman who died in the Dane County Jail Friday. 38-year-old Lisa Harding was being held as a suspect in 2 Madison area bank robberies, but had not been formally charged. Harding was found unresponsive in her Dane County jail cell Friday morning. Paramedics tried to revive her, but she was declared dead there at the jail. Dane County Sheriff Calvin Barrett calling her death tragic, saying he had spoken to a member of her family just last week. Her death continues to be under investigation.
Fire crews are investigating what caused this scene. Look at this at the Westtown Mall yesterday. That burned out truck, it was on fire outside the Cheesecake Factory around noon. Firefighters were able to get it out pretty quickly. It's not clear what's behind that fire.
The Madison Metropolitan School District has decided on its next leader. Dr. Joe Gothard was named the next superintendent for the district. Our Armand Rahman tells us why the school board feels the Madison native was the best choice.
It's a good day.
A good day after a nearly year-long search with Alma Advisory Group that the school board says ended with all signs pointing to Dr. Joe Gothard.
The board was getting direct emails encouraging us to hire him. We saw feedback from the videos that were on our search website that were very much in support of him.
The contract has Dr. Gothard starting no later than July 1st, but board president Nichelle Nichols says he's been eager.
He has expressed interest in starting sooner than that, but right now we're going to give him some time to think through his transition.
He'll be transitioning from St. Paul Public Schools, where he was just named Minnesota's State Superintendent of the Year and National Superintendent of the Year by the School Superintendents Association. Nichols says it was clear why he won such achievements.
The kind of community engagement and student engagement he leads with.
But the whole board kept coming back to Dr. Gothard's Madison roots. He was a student of MMSD and later Edgewood College, then served on the staff of Akira Toki Middle School and La Follette High School. Nichols says his homecoming is what made him the right choice to the community.
So people knew him as a teacher, a coach, a principal, as an administrator, and I think he left an impression with people in terms of being like a really strong leader.
That was Arman Rahman reporting. District officials say Dr. Gothard will be paying a visit in the coming weeks to give the community a chance to officially meet the new superintendent.
All right, at 6:35 happening today, voters in Michigan will head to the polls for the first presidential primary in a major battleground state. Former President Trump is looking to add the state's delegates to his already massive total, but opponent Nikki Haley, she's refusing to back down despite multiple losses in recent weeks. President Biden is also on the ballot. He's facing opposition from voters critical of his handling of the Israel-Hamas conflict.
If a sizable portion of the Democratic electorate here in Michigan votes uncommitted during the primary, that will be a 5-alarm fire for the White House.
If the uncommitted campaign takes a big enough portion of President Biden's votes in the state, experts say it could be an indicator for how the 2024 presidential election will go.
Meanwhile, President Biden saying that he hopes a ceasefire will be in effect in Gaza no later than this coming Monday. After taping an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, he was asked by a reporter when a ceasefire would occur. He said his national security advisor says the deal is close and should be done by the end of the weekend to get that ceasefire in place before the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.
Let's take a live look now at the White House, where a high-stakes meeting is taking place today between congressional leaders and President Biden. The main points on the table are an imminent government shutdown and funding for Ukraine. The government will partially shut down on Friday if congressmen can't come to an agreement on how to fund it. The president also wants the House to pass a Senate bill that has $60 billion in aid for Ukraine. Without it, that country's president argues millions of people will be killed. House Speaker Mike Johnson is under pressure to block a vote on that aid, but the bill appears to have enough bipartisan support to pass. Some Democrats are threatening to use what's called a discharge petition to get the measure on the floor.
And more local news now. If you're looking for a lucky lottery win, consider buying Powerball tickets from the Quick Trip on East Wisconsin Street in Portage. For the second time this month, a $50,000 winning ticket was sold there at that location. It's the latest in a string of lucky wins sold there. It's the 8th time in the last 7 years a winning lottery ticket of at least $25,000 was sold there. The odds of winning a $50,000 Powerball prize, 1 in 913,130.
Ooh.
Now it's time to check in with the Midwest Farm Report's Pam Yankee. Pam, you heading down to Quick Trip for what?
If I'm driving through that neighborhood, you know I'm going to pull over. That's for sure.
Love it.
Yeah, we're talking about the weather this morning for sure. Everybody enjoying this surprise in February. I'm seeing some messages on social media that some Wisconsin farmers in the Channel 3000 viewing area have decided that they're going to do a little experiment, plant a little corn and see just what happens. I knew somebody would with this kind of weather. But be careful if you're going to be out there. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says it is very, very dry. They have suspended burning permits in 25 different counties where they have protection responsibility. Over the weekend, they had 15 different wildfires that they had to respond to that burnt up about 30 acres. So far in 2024, the DNR says that they had over 50 fires they responded to. that burnt 160 acres or thereabouts. Now, keep in mind the 10-year average would be 3 wildfires, maybe burning about 2 acres. So we are dry out there, that is for sure. Trying to protect our Wisconsin farmers is an anthem that you're hearing down at the state capitol these days. Protect Our Farms Act. It's a new policy being worked on by the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation and some of our commodity groups. And it really doesn't have much to do with what's going on in Wisconsin, but what's happening elsewhere. Because of Proposition 12, which was passed by California, that dictates very stringent livestock management rules for farmers that are within California and for farmers that want to sell product into California. It's turned into a real concern. The Supreme Court upheld Proposition 12, much to the surprise of production agriculture. A.J. Roth, who's a pork producer in the Prairie du Chien area, said that's what concerns him. People that have absolutely no understanding of animal agriculture putting together legislation that he's going to have to live with. So Protect Our Farms would basically protect our farms in Wisconsin from seeing even stricter rules or ordinances drawn up by people within the state, within a county, within a region that could impact production agriculture with no justification. So we'll see how that advances down at the state capitol. Let's take you through some calendar items for you this morning. We've got a couple things now that here we are, almost beginning of March. DeForest FFA is welcoming you to see them this weekend. Don't forget, Friday, kicking off the month of March, Dodge County Forage Council is going to invite folks over to the Pizza Ranch in Beaver Dam for their annual meeting. They usually get a pretty good turnout for that Dodge County crew. So if you're worried about hay prices or you are looking for more information about this moisture and what it could mean to supplies, that's a good place to be. Then, like I said, a little celebration this weekend, the 25th annual DeForest FFA Alumni Family Fun Night. They welcome everybody to come on up and enjoy their time at the Arlington Public Events Building. If you are still looking for tickets or you've got a door prize you want to volunteer for the event, contact Gwen or Karen. They'll be happy to help you take care of those arrangements before we get there on Saturday night. And then again, just looking ahead, we've got the Yahara Pride Farms annual conference and watershed-wide discussion. It's going to be Wednesday, March 6th at the Comfort Inn and Suites in DeForest. This is another great meeting as far as content, and it really shows you the evolution of how these watershed projects have grown in South Central Wisconsin and now statewide. Yahara Pride Farms is used as a model across the state for these kind of watershed meetings. We'll find out more about how money's been spent on conservation projects in the Yahara Pride watershed and elsewhere, and we'll also take a closer look at some of the new technology that they're going to bring to the fields to try to get even better at mitigating nutrient loss coming up in the growing season of 2024. And yes, I know, it does feel like we should be hitting the fields later this morning. Some of you probably will. You can always reach out to me and send me pictures of those experimental cornfields. Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook, Pam at MidwestFarmReport.com. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Pam Yankee, News 3 this morning.
All right, thank you, Pam. Coming up after the break, a community in southern Wisconsin is using an old factory to make something new. We'll show you how.
And it looks like we will be breaking another record today. That's out ahead of a front that will potentially produce some severe weather for some later this evening. We'll have it for you in the first warning forecast just ahead.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to Badgerscape Design and Landscape. We offer a full range of landscaping services, from design to maintenance. Our professional team is dedicated to meeting all your landscaping needs. Call us at 608-295-1446 or visit badgerscapedesignandlandscape.com.
Wisco Home Goods welcomes you to fall in love this Valentine's Day. Find the perfect gift for your spouse, doll pals, or amazing mothers. Give the gift of handsomely scented soy candles, locally crafted and made with pride.
For the second year in a row, Chevy Equinox has been ranked by J.D. Power #1 in new vehicle quality for compact SUVs. In other words, it's really good, right from the start. Chevy Equinox.
Do that again.
Connected by OnStar.
Qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
South Central, Wisconsin, where people unite for a brighter future and businesses thrive. And the food. Oh, the food. Resilient, unwavering, always moving forward. Now, here's the deal. We've got our fair share of challenges, but here's the kicker. We own up to them. We advocate for change. We celebrate the good and we fix the bad. No settling, no backing down. That's our commitment to you. News 3 Now, always moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
Meteorologist Kelly Slifka out on the patio. You can definitely hear the sounds of spring. A lot of birds in the background here. Feeling very mild. It almost smells like spring out here today, but don't get used to it. Don't put away those heavier jackets. You will likely need them already by this time tomorrow morning. So quite a bit of changes coming our way over the next 24 hours. Right now, we do have clear skies, and it's a very mild. In fact, temperatures have been in the 50s and the 40s this morning, and it looks like we'll climb into the lower 70s. This is more reminiscent of the later part of May, not the later part of February, but that's what we've got. The unusual weather continues this winter. Now, we do have a severe weather threat. We've got a clash of air masses coming our way. Now, we don't have a lot of moisture to work with here in southern Wisconsin, so that will limit the severe weather potential, at least the widespread potential. But some of our southeastern counties, as you get down toward Greene, down toward Rock, and then over to Jefferson County, could have some of these storms produce some large hail and some damaging winds. This really won't be until we get closer toward the dinner hour. And this is the culprit. This is a strong system. Right now, it's got a lot of cold air behind it, warm air out ahead of it. Right now, we're on the warm side of it, and that's why we do have the severe weather threat. Now, the bulk of the severe weather is likely to stay south, southeastern Wisconsin, extreme southeastern Wisconsin into the Chicago area. But we're at marginal risk of severe weather, at least southeastern Dane County down toward Monroe, Janesville, then over toward Watertown. So that's the lowest on the scale of 1 to 5. So most of the afternoon should be quiet. We'll be in the low 70s today. As we get toward 7, 8 o'clock, we'll start to see some of these storms fire up out of Illinois, moving into southern parts of Wisconsin, maybe clipping Dane County here. But most of this will be out of here between 9 and 10 o'clock. And then the colder air moves in. Then some snow starts to spread in. That's why we have another alert day for tonight because of those crashing temperatures, 50, 55 degrees colder than our highs by tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a quick drop in temperatures. Any moisture on the roads could create some icing. Then we've got a little bit of snow on top of that. So we're not looking at a whole lot of snow, but some locations may pick upwards of an inch. But it's just that quick drop in temperature that could create some icy roads tomorrow morning. 49 in Madison, but it's only 31 in Lone Rock. Most of us are in the lower to upper 40s this morning. In fact, it's it's 37 right now in Waunakee, 41 in Sun Prairie, 43 in Oregon. So temperatures are kind of all over the place this morning. But in general, it's going to be a mild day. That first warn alert day basically late this afternoon, this evening for the severe weather potential. Then the snow potential late tonight. Look at that drop in temperature. 71 for the high today, 16 by this time tomorrow morning, only 27 tomorrow afternoon. But quickly warm up, maybe up close to 70 by Sunday.
Kelly, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's 6:48 now. The city of Janesville is looking to transform the remains of the old GM plant. Our Maddie Heimsch went to city officials to learn more about potential future developments for it.
Underneath the layers of debris here left at the site is a massive environmental cleanup. Years of automotive chemicals leaking into the ground has caused significant soil contamination. The 250-acre auto assembly site was Janesville's largest employer for decades, employing 7,000 workers at its peak. But since its demolition in 2018, piles of concrete and debris have littered the ground.
The properties are blighted, and they have been for a long time. And there hasn't been substantial progress on those properties with the current owners.
The city of Janesville has begun the process of buying the site from Property Group Commercial Development Company.
So once we acquire them, the primary focus is going to be on the environmental cleanup, getting rid of the rubble, getting rid of the contamination that's there.
City Manager Kevin Lehner told me the year ahead is to entail appraisals, buyer-seller mediations, jurisdictional offers, and eventually community input.
It's really important to have that process because, like, I might have what I think is the greatest idea ever, but, you know, not everybody wants a Major League Baseball stadium in their community. So we engage with the community as a whole.
Lehner gave News 3 Now an overview of the construction plans. To learn more, visit channel3000.com. Moving forward in Janesville, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you very much. It's 6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, why the DNR says you shouldn't be lighting any fires this week.
Yeah, we'll tell you about it coming up after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Basically, my experience with the insurance company was that they didn't believe that I was injured. They didn't believe that I was in pain, that it was impacting my life.
Gruber Law Offices took care of everything, which made it so much easier. You can get Gruber to help you coordinate everything.
The whole process through Gruber was a nice experience.
From the first call, I knew I was in great hands with Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I can't thank Gruber Law Offices enough for what they did for me.
It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. Get started on your next Ford SUV, like an adventure-ready Bronco or Bronco Sport. Escape to take on the everyday, or Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get here to your Ford dealer. It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. During Auto Show, choose Flex Buy on Explorer or Bronco Sport with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 Flex Buy cash.
It's the final weeks of one of our biggest sales. Get this comfy reclining sofa for just $555. Great deal. Get up to 60% off list during our huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Get a gorgeous leather sofa for just $699. This rich wood storage bed for just $999. A relaxing recliner? Just $397. Hurry for the best deals, like this modern sectional for just $848. And totally free shipping. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Final weeks of the best time to buy.
Come on, Mike, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked?
Well, actually, here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy!
Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this! Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it!
30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
News 3 Now and Vortex present The Spirit of Service, a tribute to those who've gone above and beyond in our community. Over the past few weeks, you've nominated a veteran in our community who's making a real difference. Now it's time for you to vote for the finalist. Visit channel3000.com, read their stories, and vote for the deserving finalist. The lucky winner will be announced on March 11th. The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
Exploring the power of healing hands Thursday at 10.
It's 6:53, time for the morning sprint.
We're learning the name of the woman who died in custody at the Dane County Jail last Friday. 38-year-old Lisa Harding was being held as a suspect in 2 Madison area bank robberies, but had not been formally charged. She was found unresponsive. Crews could not revive her. Her death is still under investigation.
A plume of black smoke rose into the sky near Westtown Mall yesterday. It was caused by a box truck, which Madison firefighters say caught fire. They were called to the parking lot outside the Cheesecake Factory around noon, but they were able to put that fire out quickly. Currently, the cause of the fire is unknown and no injuries were reported.
The Wisconsin DNR is sending out a warning about fire conditions in the state today. Almost all of the state is in a high state of fire danger. That means wildfires can happen fast. Over the last weekend, in fact, the DNR had to fight 15 wildfires, burning nearly 30 acres, far above the average. For this reason, anyone under high danger should avoid burning to try and stem wildfires.
The Madison School District finally has a new superintendent. The school board voted unanimously to approve a contract for Dr. Joe Gothard. Dr. Gothard is an MMSD alum who recently won National Superintendent of the Year from the School Superintendents Association. He's expected to officially start in July.
The first presidential primary in a battleground state takes place today. Michigan voters are deciding between Republican candidates Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Trump is expected to win after a string of victories last week. Meanwhile, President Biden is facing pushback from Michigan voters over his handling of the Israel-Hamas war. Some are calling for uncommitted votes.
The chairwoman of the Republican National Committee is stepping down next month. The announcement came yesterday from Ronna McDaniel, who says she's resigning to follow the tradition of the RNC. This after former President Donald Trump endorsed new leaders to direct the party should he receive their nomination.
Republican U.S. Senate candidate Eric Hovde says he supports IVF. A spokesperson for his campaign made the statement after GOP leaders encouraged Republican candidates to reject efforts to restrict IVF. This is all part of the fallout after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that embryos are children. Today, President Biden is sending a top health official to Alabama to talk with patients and doctors about the decision.
At the Capitol today, a Senate committee will vote on a law requiring schools to teach Hmong and Asian American history. Right now, Wisconsin law requires schools to teach students about Black, Indigenous, and Hispanic Americans. This bill would add Asian and Hmong Americans to that list. If the committee recommends the full Senate pass the bill, senators could send it to Governor Evers' desk.
5 minutes away from 7 o'clock, a lot going on as far as the weather's concerned over the next 24 hours. We'll likely break a record. We'll probably shatter the record, headed into the low 70s today. But late this afternoon, primarily into the evening, especially areas south and east of Madison, some showers and storms. Some of these could produce some large hail and damaging winds. And then that changes over to snow overnight, could create some icy conditions on some of those roads as those temperatures plummet about 50 to 55 degrees. No problems this morning into the afternoon. It'll be a nice warm day as we get into the low 70s today. It won't be until we get towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Some storms, especially down in the south and east. And then eventually that changes over to some snow as we go into later tonight. So we've got a lot of changes over the next several days, but nice weather for the weekend.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. We'll see you in about 30 minutes.